we all love classics. We know them, we love them, you know what I mean? Like, I do. I used to not like classics, though. I remember, like, when I was in high school, we had to read classics, and I just had this pretentious, this superiority complex mindset where I'm just like, I don't like classics because everyone else does, and I don't really care because I want to like stuff that no one else likes, and I need to stop being like that. It's annoying. It annoys my sister. She hates when I do that. Which, I mean, yeah, but I still have that in me, kinda. But when I started reading classics, it was so fun. It opened up my eyes. It opened up my, range of reading. And so that was always fun. And also, too, though, but what I want to talk about in this video is actually the lesser-known classics, or at least the ones that no one talks about, which I guess they wouldn't be considered classics, even though they were written, like, in a period when classics were being pumped out left and right. I don't know. But, yeah. So there are a few books that not even a few, I don't really know. Like, there are books that I've read that no one knows about, and it's like, I wish more people would talk about them. So here, I'll give you a person. So this guy named Booth Tarkington, he was an American writer in the, like the 1900s to like the 1920s, I believe. And there've been a few movies based on his books. So that means that they were classics in their time, but eventually they disappeared. And yeah, so his stuff is great. His stuff is so hilarious. He's written a series called Penrod. So there's Penrod. It's about a boy, basically just a little boy who has wacky adventures with his friend Sam, and it's so hilarious. It's like, it's so funny. I recommend it. And it's like, even though, you know, politically correct people nowadays would hate it, but I don't care. I love it. It's so funny, and it's hilarious. Like, just read it and you'll know what I'm talking about. I'm thinking about something right now. It's making me laugh. But yeah. So yeah, his stuff, there's Penrod and Sam, and then there's Penrod Jashber. Those are 3 books that I would recommend. And then there's, let's see what else. Oh, this is a really goated book. I love it so much. It's like, I don't have a favorite book, but it might be in my top 3 or 5 or whatever. It's called The Rise of Silas Lapham by William Dean Howells. That book, when I first read it, it was crazy. It was also relatable, which is also why I really loved it. It's about a middle-class family, a new money family, who, they're trying to, like, integrate into, like, the old money families, and they try to, like, fit in. It's kind of funny because my family likes to overthink things a lot, and the Lapham family in that book, they were kind of like that. And I could just see myself in one of the characters, and I could see my sister in one of the characters. So there are 2 sisters in that book, and the older one reminds me of me, and then the younger one reminds me of my sister. It's so funny. I like that. It's like, it's pretty cool. And so, yeah, it's like, I love that book so much, and I wish more people would talk about it, but no one does, unfortunately. But that's why I'm going to talk about it here. So I'll bring up some obscure books from the classics era, I guess. Not really classics era, but I don't know how else to describe it. I guess like the 1800s. And it's like, yeah, it's really fun to read. Like, that book was made, Silas Lapham was made in 1885. I remember that. And yeah, so it's really good. It's really good. It gets crazy, and I will say this, it gets crazy in the last part of the book, and you're just like, there's less than 20 pages. How is everything going to work itself out? Yeah, they're doing it back then, too, because they do it nowadays, from what I've read, and they do it back then, too, so that was interesting, but it was a ride. It was a really good book. So I recommend that one. A Connecticut Yankee in King Arthur's Court by Mark Twain, that's another one. Yeah, no one, because there have been movies made out of that one, but no one, like, talks about it really that much anymore. Like, at least not the book, but we should talk about that one. That's another one. Basically, it's a time traveler. Well, not really a time traveler. He gets knocked out, and he travels back in time because of that. However that works. That's one. The Marble Faun by Nathaniel Hawthorne. That's another one. I like slacked on that book so much. I didn't pay attention to it, but then I finally disciplined myself to read it more, and it got good. So it does get really confusing, and sometimes I don't know what's going on in there. But when I finished it, it was a reward. It was great. So it's about four of them. Let's see here. 3 Americans in Italy and then 1 Italian, and they kind of have adventures too, kind of. I don't really know exactly what it's about. I need to read it again. I kind of slacked on it, but that's another one. And the last one I'll mention is Sky Island by L. Frank Baum, I think his name is. I get the name mixed up. L. Frank or Frank L. One of those two. The one who wrote The Wizard of Oz. We all know The Wizard of Oz, but we should read Sky Island by him. It's really fun. It's like these 3 characters, they go on an adventure to this island in the sky, and they just talk to them, and they just... it's kind of... I can't really explain. It's definitely a whimsical fantasy book. Either way, though, it's really good. Just look up Sky Island by L. Frank Baum. It's a really good book, so I would read it if I were you. That's a really good one. I wish it was more well-known. Like, bro, if I could, I would make a movie out of that thing. That was fire. But yeah, so it's a really good book. And all the books that I listed, they're just so good. I wish I could list more. Maybe I will in the description. Yeah, because it's really good. We should be reading those books because everyone knows about the classics and they're classics for a reason. But we should also, read other works of the famous authors that no one really reads. Or just a random classic author that no one really talks about. Like, there's this one guy, never mind. He's kind of popular. Or at least he was. Maybe not so much nowadays. Also, I forgot his name. But yeah, we should be looking into these types of books now, because, they're really good. And just look at a random classic. Like, just look at the year a book is written in. Who even cares who the author is? Who even cares if the book is well known by people nowadays? Who even cares? Like, just go and get a random book that was written in 1860 and just read it and see what happens. Because books were so much more wholesome and moral back then, and that's what I like to do. So I'm gonna do that. I used to be worried, God, is it a sin if I read this book, or is it a sin if I read this? I gotta be careful. But it's really, reading the older stuff is better than reading the newer stuff, because with the newer stuff, you're gonna get some really disgusting stuff in there, definitely not good. So go back to the older stuff, it's way better and it's way more wholesome. It'll give you more of a reward when you read it. And yeah, so I recommend doing that. And by reading older classics, or not older classics, more lesser known classics or lesser known books from back then, it's a really good experience. So I'm gonna keep doing that. And yeah, so I'm gonna keep doing it. And so if maybe you're someone who read a majority of the classics, and you're such a fan of them, and you're like, I ran out of classics, I don't know what to read. Just read some random book from in the olden days, like the 1800s. Just especially the 1800s. Those are my favorite range of books. And it's when they get good. So yeah, I would just suggest doing that. And it could be from any country you want. It could be from India, France, China, Russia, the UK, the US. It doesn't matter. Just go to whatever country of the world you want and just read the books. It doesn't even matter. Just go and see what it is. Especially if they're older. So yeah. So obscure classic is kind of like a contradiction, but they do exist, and I suggest you read them, because they're really, the ones I've read at least anyway. And if you don't like it, here's the best part. If you don't even like it, just don't even continue reading it. Just, unless you want, do whatever you want. You don't have to read it if you don't want to. See, and there could be so many books out there. Do you realize there are so many books out there right now that we don't know about? And we should totally read them. Even if they don't earn the status as classic, doesn't matter. We should still do it anyway. And that's what I've done, and I'm going to keep doing it. And yeah, so one day I'm going to read Innocents Abroad by Mark Twain. People don't really know that one that much. I don't know what's going to happen, but I think it's going to be a good one. But we'll see. And then there's another book by him where Huckleberry Finn, Tom Sawyer, and Jim all go on some hot air balloon ride or something. Yeah, that one, I'm going to read that. I'm currently reading Huckleberry Finn at the moment. So I'm going to, after that one, at some point, I'm going to read the the one where they're all in a hot air balloon. I don't know what I'm reading it to just be like, all right, let's go and see what happens. I have no idea what's gonna happen. Let's see. I feel like it's gonna be a really weird book, like a really weird, bizarre book. And like, but I'm all here for it. You know what I mean? Like, let's go and read more. Let's read more books that no one talks about, and then we can talk about them and make them popular. Like, come on, guys, let's do this thing. Come on, let's go. And yeah, that's all I'm gonna say. And yeah, so peace out. I highly recommend the books that I mentioned, and I'll put them in the description. And if there's any other books I think about, I'll probably put it in the description too. And yeah, so peace out. See you later.